Good morning and welcome to our first ever New Year's special, where we talk about a movie that honestly could be considered a a movie set that is a Christmas movie, a New Year's movie, a Halloween movie, an Arbor Day movie, a Veterans Day movie because it takes place over the span of so many years and includes scenes set both at Christmas and at New Year's. Today we're talking about When Harry Met Sally. And to join me, I'm actually with someone who was alive when Harry Met Sally was first in theaters. Joining me again is, if you remember her from the Birdcage, Saima. Hi, Saima. Welcome again.
Thank you. And yes, not only was I alive, but I was of movie going age. I was, I believe, 15 when that movie came out.
So, did you see it in theaters?
I did not just because I didn't have a car to get to the theater, but I watched it later on in life. Um, but you know what? Everyone else saw it, and I heard about it for years and years before I actually saw it. So it's been there.
Yes. So, when you finally saw it, what were your thoughts on the movie?
I loved it. And because it's just so timeless. At the time when I was watching it, I could also laugh at the technology that they were using, like the big clunky karaoke machine, because I remember that in real time. But what always struck me is that human nature is the same, technology changes. That movie could be done today with different tech. It's the same theme. It's the same human relationships.
True, though, if it came out today, who do you think would play Harry? And who do
Oh,
you think would
okay.
play Sally?
Hard. That's hard because they're so iconic. It's I would like to say Ryan Reynolds, but I almost kind of don't want to say that because Ryan Reynolds tends to seem like the same person in all movies, and Billy Crystal just made this person, Harry, their own. I feel like anyone else doing it now would just be imitating what Billy Crystal already did.
Yeah, that's a good point. I was asking, though, I will say, even though, yeah, Ryan Reynolds has kind of been typecast in the last 10, 15 years, if you want to actually see a movie where he does show off his versatility,
Mm.
I would recommend The Voices.
Oh, I did see that. I did like that. Okay.
Yeah.
You're right. You're right.
But even besides that, like when you did finally see When Harry Met Sally, did you see it on VHS?
Did I? No, I saw it on DVD.
Okay. Well, we are then about to watch the VHS openings for the first time.
Mm.
We're going to watch the both the 1990 and 2000 VHS and decide if we should have met Harry and Sally's VHS opening or if we should have met Harry and Sally's later VHS opening. We'll see which one is something that we have both met and one actually have sat through.
When Harry Met Sally, the #1 box office smash. Hilarious, you'll love it. Released on video May 3rd.
Now boarding track number.
Isn't this great?
I changed my mind.
What? Changed your mind? Changed your mind.
When you want to change, there's only one diet soft drink with the great taste of lime.
About me? She changed your mind about me. How could I be so blind? at your hair.
Clear like Diet Sprite. When you want to change.
I like it. It's different, but I like it.
We start off with a pretty cute commercial. Does have kind of a romantic comedy vibe that fits what we're, about to see. If a little more action oriented than When Harry Met Sally, but it still kind of sets the tone. What would you agree, Saima?
Yeah, I thought her initial outfit was very much like Meg Ryan's through some of When Harry Met Sally, like, you're in your 20s, but you dress like a 1970s librarian was kind of a thing in the 80s, for some reason. I also forgot that they tried to make Lyman a thing instead of saying lemon lime. It's like they were making fetch happen, but it didn't happen.
Yeah, and I will also say that it's kind of similar to When Harry Met Sally because, throughout the movie there's so many misunderstandings and tension and like events just making just prolonging the inevitable. And here there's something similar. The guy misunderstands what she's saying and thinks she's dumping him. And no, it turns out he wasn't dumping him after all. It kind of fits the movie we're about to see.
Junior Nolan here was wondering whether women want more sex than men.
You're afraid to find out what you really want to know, which is whether I seduced your wife.
No.
You don't understand a thing about women, and you never will.
You have tacky boyfriends. Dwayne has tacky girlfriends. I think we're all crazy now.
The oil business has gone belly up, and there's nothing for you to do but sleep with every woman you can find.
That girl never would let you alone.
She's not a girl anymore.
Yeah, well, the older we get, the more dangerous.
I think I'm just looking for a place to have a nervous breakdown. Who are you sleeping with that Billy Ann found out about?
Mrs. Nolan and Mrs. Marlowe.
Not real smart to get too many women in love with you at the same time.
You're a sinner. Your wife's a sinner. Your kids fornicate and sell dope.
I don't claim to be perfect, Gigi.
I will be honest, I saw the Last Picture Show recently. I didn't get the hype, but it also might have just been like my mood at the time. But just ignoring my thoughts on its predecessor and just looking at this trailer as its own thing, I do feel like this is kind of an effective trailer and just sort of like putting sort of like a mystery on like what exactly is this movie about? Like not showing any footage from it, just hearing, you know, snippets of the movie and how the and like and what the actors are saying and what's going on. It is kind of like, okay, what is this strange movie? I kind of want to know more now.
Yeah, I thought that was interesting too. One thing I knew from looking at all the names that these folks were all like in their 40s and 50s and the 80s. So it's like they're all older folks too. So I found that interesting, especially like in recent years here, they're doing and just like that, rebooting what's it like dating around when you're older, when you've been through possibly a marriage or whatever. So I thought, and that was unusual at that time too. So I kind of saw that vibe. And from the name, I got that they all live in the same place. So that was a little intriguing too. It's like, oh, these folks are not really acting like teenagers, but they're not settled. And they're at that age. I'd like to know more. So that's what
Yeah, yeah, it actually made me wonder if I should revisit the Last Picture Show and also then follow it up with this because yeah, now I'm like watching this and I'm like, yeah, I kind of want to know more about this movie. So it was kind of intriguing, like how mysterious this trailer was.
Stay tuned after our feature presentation for Harry Connick Jr.'s performance of It Had to Be You.
Now, they did have another ad, which was just them saying that it had to be you. The Harry Connick Jr. cover of it was at the end of the movie. I believe they were referring to the end credits because I can't find anything else that says it's anywhere else on the VHS, I looked high and low. Uh, I honestly, there's not much to say. It's a decent cover of that song. I don't know, Harry Connick Jr., he's got to find enough voice.
Mhm.
Can't say he's ever been one of my favorite artists or anything, but honestly, I don't know if I really have any strong opinion of him. Sorry, Harry, and the 1% chance you're watching this. I liked you in the Iron Giant. I thought your voice acting was decent there. But we'll just skip to the 2000 VHS. I believe their 11th anniversary, they re-released When Harry Met Sally on VHS. And now we're going to see what a difference 10 years makes.
Entertainment invites you to fall in love all over again with a special edition DVD.
I don't have a problem.
Yeah, you do. When Harry Met Sally, featuring a making of documentary.
It just so happens that I have had plenty of good sex.
Never before seen footage and outtakes.
I've just got to forget about it.
Good idea.
You think it's a good idea?
An audio commentary by director Rob Reiner, plus more exciting features. When Harry Met Sally, share in the romance.
I made love to this woman, and it was so incredible. I took her to a place that wasn't human. She asked me out.
And experience the passion like never before.
Oh, God.
When Harry Met Sally, the special edition DVD.
I'll have what she's having.
Own it on DVD.
So we begin with just a short, quick promo for MGM.com. It has nice, cool graphics, decent editing. It's eye-catching, visually pleasing enough. Not too much to say, but good job, graphic designer.
MGM means great movies.
Good night, honey.
That's Saima.
Fussy.
A martini, shaken not stirred.
Somebody get an ambulance! You are beautiful, man. Bravo!
This is a bloody great wedding, you know.
Snap out of it!
Dead man, what?
Yes!
MGM means great movies.
That was the last, but certainly not least, trailer on this, as the 1990 VHS just had two trailers, three if you count just the Harry Connick Jr. announcement thing, and this just had two. And yeah, this is a very well edited, well done trailer showing, look at all these iconic movies that you all remember and love from MGM. We have them all under this one company. Wouldn't you love to just buy all these movies on VHS and DVD? Really is effective at just selling MGM as a brand, pointing out all the great movies. So you're not going to see their shit like Mac and Me on there. But yeah, I really enjoyed that ad.
Yeah, same. I thought, they did a really great job of like capturing like the most dramatic moments and making them flow, even like putting the comedy like Fosse, Fosse, Fosse from Robin Williams' Birdcage, but putting it with, Demi Moore and A Few Good Men, and but they made it seamless. And I like how they say MGM means great movies, and they did it a few times. It's like, MGM means great movies, MGM. So I thought that was clever. I think it was a great, great ad.
Yeah, so now the time has come for whether or not we want to stay through the previews or skip to the feature. And honestly, the 1990 VHS had one fun ad, one intriguing preview. So I would say stay through the feature for that. And really, the only thing of note in the 2000 VHS is that really good MGM ad. But you know what? Stay through the previews for that as well. So yeah, both stay through the previews.
I like to see through the previews. That's used to be how I'd find out about any movie at all.
Yeah,
So little nostalgia there.
yeah. So anyway, I know I asked you this last time, Saima, but do you have anything to plug?
At this moment, I really don't, other than the movie that I already have on Amazon Prime, King Lahiri. It's still out there. So it's an adaptation of King Lear, set in 2012, Jackson Heights, Queens, right before Hurricane Sandy. And it's about a convenience owner named Mr. Lahiri, a convenience store owner, and his family. And his convenience store is his kingdom. So I could plug that. But other than that, I'm just acting in other people's productions now.
All right. Well, next time we are going to we yeah. All right. Well, next time we are covering an iconic 90s franchise. Yeah, baby. We're going to get shagadelic because we are covering the very first Austin Powers movie. Oh yeah. Oh wait, no, I
Okay,
stuck
hey,
that in the hat. Yes, oh behave.
hey.
We'll see you then.